going on, YouTube and TikTok family? Hope y'all are having a good day. Today is Friday, January the 30th, and I am going to be making a how-to video on how to replace a rear main seal, aka rear crankshaft seal, on a 2022 Yukon. So let me just say this real quick before we dive in. I don't like when people talk a lot on video, so I'm going to try and keep it to a minimum here. Long time ago, a few years ago, I posted a video on YouTube. It was supposed to be a part 1 and part 2 video on how to replace the transmission in a Yukon. I think it was a 2018, 2019, 2016. I can't remember the year, but it doesn't matter. Long story short, I only made the part 1, which I think was removal, and I never was able to get a part 2. As a matter of fact, if you refer to that video, you'll see a bunch of comments on that YouTube video of people saying, hey, where's part 2, where's part 2? So I'm going to try and use this one, although things will be a smidge different because this is a 22 and that was an older model. Things are pretty much damn near the same. With that being said, I just want to use this new vehicle as kind of a cover-up for that part 2 that I never got to do. And the reason why I never got to do it was because the customer was in my butt about that truck. So as you guys know, it takes a lot of effort and time to record these videos, edit these videos, and then publish these videos according to certain guidelines for these social media companies: YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, all of them. So either way, let's dive in. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Again, we're doing a rear main seal on this 2022 Yukon. It is a 2-wheel drive, I believe. But either way, 5.3 liter. And yeah, let's dive in. Oh, last thing, I will be using my meta glasses to record most of this. If there's something that I want to show you guys in heavy detail, I'll probably make a video with the phone or something. But either way, just wanted to let you guys know. So let's dive in. One other little quick disclaimer I will throw in here real quick. I am not responsible for anything you guys do to your vehicle. I have a shop. I'm a paid professional here. So this is not me telling you should do this. Can you do this? Sure, it's your vehicle. Do as you please. This is a video of me simply showing how I would do this to a customer's vehicle. So if you screw something up on your car, don't think that I'm going to do anything about it, because I didn't tell you to do it. Again, just an instructional video. So with that being said, hope you enjoy. Okay guys, so the first thing you're going to want to do is come over here to your negative battery cable. It's a 10 millimeter. Just simply loosen it up and take it off. You will be, this is not one of those jobs you can get away with not removing one of the battery terminals, because you will need to remove the starter. So with that being said, just get your terminal off of here. Either set it aside if you've got the room. This one I've kind of got room, so we're just going to shove it right there. Hope you guys can see that. I'll grab a light real quick just to show you. But either way, just get it out of your way, and if you don't have room on the vehicle you're working on or whatever, just put a rag right here, place it on top. You're good to go. Okay, so next step you want to do is obviously get the vehicle up in the air. Now, this is obviously going to be a problem for some of you DIYers at home because you don't have a lift. If you have a lift, obviously, then don't worry about this part. But if you don't have a lift, can you do this in your front yard or driveway or wherever you're at in your backyard? I mean, hypothetically, yes, you could. You just got to figure out a way to get it high enough to obviously clear the trans. So with that being said, once you have the vehicle up, we're going to start, and then, I mean, obviously you guys are going to see all the oil. If you were to pull this little cap here out of the little flywheel turn plate deal, oil just comes out. So that's why we're pretty much sure the rear main seal is no good. But so the next step is going to be getting this drive line out of here. Once we get the drive line out, we are going to start working on getting this cross member down. We're going to have to support the trans. We've got our trans jack. It's looking like, I mean, pretty much every Silverado and Yukon, you have to pull the exhaust down to the front section of the exhaust, so we'll probably have to get that done. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Let's get started. Okay guys, so the rear bolts and the rear drive line over there at the rear diff, they are a 15 millimeter. So if you can, get you a 15 millimeter, preferably a wobble if you can, an extension, and you're gonna go take those out, and you probably need a good impact. Okay, so we got the 4 bolts out of the driveline. Let me just go ahead and give you guys a warning now. It's better to put the transmission in neutral, before you start this, because I didn't, and obviously my transmission or my driveline wouldn't turn. And this is different because it doesn't have a shift link cable. This is the little push buttons. So rather than do all that, I just did it the way I did it. No big deal. But you will need to lower this rear sway bar to get the driveline out. So you're going to hit it with 2 10s on each side and lower it down. Okay, and then once you get it down, you'll just simply pull your driveline out. And as you can see, we're losing a little trans fluid. No biggie. Just set your driveline down and grab you a pig mat or a bucket or something to catch it. No biggie, we'll top her back off. But yes sir, yes sir. Okay. Okay, so this is about where you're going to want to grab a trans jack or something to support your transmission, because we need to start working these 21mm bolts out of this cross member. Keep in mind you have 1 bolt. I want to say it's 18, or it's a nut really. Should be about an 18mm or a 21mm. But yeah, you're going to have 2 21s on both sides, totaling 4, and then you've got your nut there to pull out. Once you've gotten all that loose and out, this cross member will drop down. Because you have your transmission supported, it won't drop anymore. But obviously down the road in this repair, in this job, you're going to need to lower the trans so you can get to the top of those bell housing bolts. So we're going to go ahead and tack that now. Okay, so this is where we want to start disconnecting our exhaust. You have a clamp here that you're going to need to let loose. You also have three nuts that are going to mount you to the exhaust manifold on this side, and 3 nuts that are going to mount you to the exhaust manifold on this side. You'll need to get all those out. Before you start attacking your nuts, go ahead and start disconnecting your O2 sensors on both sides. The driver's side ones are super easy to get to. You unclip the Christmas trees and then you unplug them. Super simple. You get over here, you've got one kind of simple one that's right here, okay? Now your front one, it comes up. I don't know where, okay, you see it right here. It comes up, and it used to come down. The older Chevys, it came down right here and they mounted it somewhere up here near my fingers on the frame rail. But they've changed that location, and I don't know, you're probably not gonna be able to see it, but it's now behind the block up here. Follow your wire up and it's behind the block. So this one I may try to just take out from right here to make it easier on myself. But you guys are welcome to do what you want to do there. But essentially we just need to get this section of exhaust out so that we can pull the trans. So we're going to do that now. Wow. Okay guys, so you just saw me attack the 3 flange nuts on the exhaust on this driver's side, and you just watched me attempt to get the 3 on the driver's side. But what I just realized is we are probably going to have to remove the starter first before we can get the other 2, or at least this bottom one, because I have no room. I have no room for an extension. I have no room for a socket, really. So I feel like if we were to get this starter out of here, I would have a little more room to get in here probably. And you got to remove the starter anyway. So learn from my mistake. Before you start pulling your exhaust, just go ahead and get your starter out So you're gonna have two 10 millimeters here on the heat shield holding the heat shield to the starter. And then you're gonna have your two 13 millimeters right here. And then obviously you're gonna have a solenoid connector probably, and a probably a 10 or 10 or 13 millimeter nut holding, you know, for the power. So get your starter out, then go back and start working on your flange nuts on the passenger side for the exhaust. I'm gonna tell you right now, that top one up there, which I can't show you because I can't see it. I mean, it's up there, so just take my word for it. But that one's gonna be a problematic one to get to. I don't care with the starter in or not, because you can't see it. You might have to get the top one. Yeah, probably gonna have to get the top one through here. So just keep that in mind. You do have a heat shield here. But essentially this is also right here where you see my finger kind of wobbling is where the back of that, of where this O2 sensor sits. This one right here. Sits right here on the back of the block. It used to be over here on the side of the frame rail, but now it's over here. So either way, just keep that in mind. Go ahead and get your starter out. And yeah. All right, let's get our starter out. Okay, so here's our starter. Got that out. Now, as you guys can see, we do have room now to get to this bottom bolt, or this bottom nut for the exhaust. So that's why, you know, removing that starter was just probably a better idea anyway. But now we're gonna get this bottom one out, and then we're gonna, like I told you guys before, we're gonna have to get the top one through here in the fender liner. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these out, and I should be good. Once you get your two other nuts off right here, the last thing you got right here is looks like a 13 millimeter to loosen this clamp, and it would be wise to hit it with a little bit of PB blaster. As a matter of fact, it would probably be wise to hit all your exhaust nuts and bolts with some PB blaster before you start this, but I forgot, and you know, so either way. All right, guys, so one thing I want to touch on real quick before I do anything else is, before you can get this 15 millimeter out, this top nut off, is there's a heat shield right here. I don't know if you can see the little mounting hole bracket right here that I'm touching. You're gonna have to get that heat shield off. It's one 10 millimeter bolt holding it on. I was hoping we could get it out without removing it, but no, you got to remove it. So take that out. Okay, guys, and since we have that heat shield out now, and you know, we've freed up some room, we can actually get our extension on it now. So that's awesome. All right, guys, so there it is. Here is your exhaust. Here's your 1, 2, 3, and then we had to remove this one to get to this nut. So, but yeah, here it is. And then here's the heat shield just on this side we had to remove to get to this top bolt. You guys are gonna drop this most likely, just like I did, little ring. It's gonna sit right in there. So just make sure those stay together, don't lose that, you'll need it or you'll have an exhaust leak. Now that we have the exhaust out, guys, it is time to start getting the clips, everything. You've got a 10 here that you're gonna need to remove. Getting the lines separated from the transmission. You're gonna need to take a 13 and remove the cooler lines. make sure that when you remove the cooler lines, you've plugged the line with some kind of rubber plug or something, a rag. I mean, you're probably not going to get a rag in there, but you get the point. Just make sure they're plugged so that you're not leaking transmission fluid all over the ground. We leaked a little here, but that's easily replaceable. You don't want to lose a bunch, you know what I mean? And then on this side, we don't have much. You will need to remove your harness here. And that's pretty much it. This heat shield can stay. It's going to stay with the trans. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and start working that all out. I'll speed that up so that you guys don't have to sit here and watch that for, you know, a good second. But either way, we're going to go ahead and start doing that. So, oh, hey guys, also, don't take it loose here. Just pop them loose. This is easily undoable. So just pop them loose and then you have all the room in the world. Okay guys, so I'm actually going to probably try and go through this inspection hole here because it looks like he's done some damage up here. The customer has damaged the shields up here, and when you start damaging the plastic bumper and the shields and all that, it makes it really difficult to go back on with all that. So we're just going to pop this off and we're going to turn the flywheel using a flat blade screwdriver. Yeah. Basically, you're just going to take your flat blade and you're going to do that. Obviously with a bigger one, because this one won't do it. But you get the point. So, probably not going to show you this part, guys, just to speed this process up a little bit. But like I said, essentially all you're going to do is take your big flat blade, so one of these bad boys here, stick it in this inspection hole, find you a spot. Can be a little difficult. Find you a spot, and then you're just going to simply rotate it, pry it up against the tooth. Now watch my flywheel. See how it turned? Now you're not gonna spin this thing very quickly, and it's not gonna be quick, guys. But just bear with it, and you'll expose all 4, 5, 6, however many there are. You'll start to expose all the bolts. As you can see, I'm coming up on this one right now. So just keep trying. Looks like they're either 15s or 16s. I'll be honest, that almost doesn't look like a stock bolt. I don't know. I'll keep you guys updated. Okay guys, so we have, don't know how well you can see it. From my last 2 clips, I can tell you guys are pretty far away looking at this. I thought you guys were going to be able to see more of this, but we have all of our torque converter bolts out, and there is 6 of them. This is what they look like. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They do have some little blue Loctite on them. These were 18 millimeters. So you use a little short 18 millimeter wobble, they'll come right out. Now you are good to throw a strap around your transmission and start working your way out around the bell housing, getting these bell housing bolts out. The bell housing bolts are going to be 15s. Also notice that when you get to the top of the trans, let me lower it a little bit so you guys can see. When you get to the top of this transmission, you're going to notice that, you have a little bracket up there. Those are going to be 13mm nuts holding those brackets onto the 15mm bolts in the bell housing. So either way, just keep that in mind. You're going to have to pop off some of the little plastic little retainers on the bolts as well. So it's going to be a little bit of a pain, guys, but definitely doable. So just do your best. But yeah, I'm probably, again, not going to show you this. Or I might, I don't know yet, but we'll see. So when I tell you guys there's 13mm nuts on the bolts, this is what I'm talking about, that bracket. And that bracket is obviously your lines, your cooler lines, but you've got that bracket there. And then you can see there's a little pop tab there on that bracket. You'll need to pop that off. But yeah, once you get those two little brackets off, guys, it's all 15mm studded bolts around the bell housing.